All right, so it's Berkeley time, so let's get started. If you haven't already done so, visit these links to get either the slides so you can follow along on your computer or the GitHub link, which has all the LaTeX code files. Welcome to LaTeX. The speakers are going to be me, and our helper is Yitz today. No, you will not be allergic. This is LaTeX, not LaTeX. No.
LaTeX. LaTeX. LaTeX.
So it's not pronounced latex. It's pronounced either LaTeX or LaTeX. Yeah. So what we're going to go over today is pronunciation, basic syntax, demonstration of CS70, and some other nice things. If you're already an advanced at LaTeX, then this workshop probably won't be all that helpful for you. It is for people who are just starting to learn LaTeX. So what is LaTeX? It's a typesetting program that you can write up the LaTeX code and then compile it, and it will output a beautiful PDF of whatever you wrote up. Things you can use it on are listed here. Research papers are the majority, I would say, are written in LaTeX because it just looks so beautiful, and if you read it, you're like, wow, this research paper must know what it's talking about. Homeworks. If you're a good student and don't want readers to have to struggle to read through your messy handwriting, then homeworks are a good use for LaTeX. Resumes. If you write it in LaTeX, it'll look beautiful, and the recruiter's going to be like, wow. Sadly, mine is not in LaTeX, and recruiters see it and they're like, next one. English essays. So if you do it in LaTeX, it's actually pretty simple, since you'll type up your text similarly to how you would in Word, except when you run compile with the template, it'll make it look all nice, and as mentioned here, there's packages that will do your MLA formatting for you, so you don't have to go on like easybib.com. Torturing Math 53 and Math 54 students. If you're trying to LaTeX your homework for those classes, that's a lot of math and computations to write out step by step. So it's most likely more efficient to handwrite those. But if you're doing something like CS70 or 170, then since it's more text than math symbols, I would say it's more efficient to use LaTeX for those classes. Hours spent trying to find a single missing parentheses. Yeah, it happens. And if you're using an IDE or an online editor, you'll probably have highlighting so that it'll show you where. But if you're in Vim with maybe highlighting turned off, then it might give you a bad time. So how do we make those PDFs? We use, there's three main options: text editor and PDF LaTeX. So PDF LaTeX is like a command line program that you can run, and the advantages of this is that if you really love Vim or Sublime Text or whatever, then you can write all your code in there and then compile it on the command line. Personally, I use the second option, the online editor, and so probably most of the demonstrations I'll do today will be done through the IDE, because like just for my own homework and stuff, it's more convenient. And then and it does have some perks of the IDE, so that means like syntax highlighting, which will show you where your missing parenthesis is, and or like which line your error for compiling the program is. And then the last option is IDE that you install on your computer. And so that'll give you all the advantages of the IDE while making while still having it all on your local machine. The main reason I like the online editor is because it stores all your LaTeX files in the cloud. So if I'm using my laptop or a desktop or a computer in the CSUA or in the basement of Soda, all my files are still going to be there. Yeah, so let's see how to do either local compilation or compiling online. So let's say we want to compile a 16A discussion section. So I open the terminal to where my discussion section. Oh, that is very small. Gosh, how do I? Yeah, well, you can see there's the file in that folder, and properties, font, oh, big, okay. And so, yeah, so I'm on Windows, so I've went to MikTeX, which is the Windows distribution of LaTeX. If you're on Mac, I recommend downloading MacTeX. And if you're on a Linux distribution, you probably have LaTeX in your package manager. You can do like sudo apt-get for it. So I've already went through and installed MikTeX. Actually, just out of curiosity, can I see a show of hands of who is on Windows? Okay. Who is on Macs? Okay, most of you. And then who is on Linux? Ooh, just a few of you guys. All right. So has everyone? Wait, I'm skipping ahead of myself. Just as an example of how to compile a LaTeX file, I say PDF LaTeX, and then my LaTeX file is discussion3b.tex, and gives me all this output that it's compiling, and there it goes. And so then, yeah, so here's the next EE16A discussion worksheet.
Did anybody just get here and want to see slides, the link for slides?
Slides are here. I'll write up on the board for people come in. That is not a good color. tinyurl.com/CSUA LaTeX slides. Can you guys read that?
Yes.
All right. So that's an example of how to compile on command line, but most of what I can do is I can do it all on here. So my document, oh, that's very small. I have my LaTeX here, and this is on ShareLaTeX.com. There's also other websites like Overleaf, but I recommend doing it on ShareLaTeX.com. That way you don't have to go through the hassle of downloading a bunch of stuff to your computer, because if you download all of LaTeX, it's a massive file, or files, like gigabytes worth of installation. And so if you create an account at ShareLaTeX, you'll have all the packages there already. Yeah.
So I download the basic LaTeX installer. That's fine, right? That's not.
Yeah.
It seems like it's only 119 megabytes.
So what's nice about MikTeX is that if you write something like, oh, I want to use package, and then, I don't know, graphics. Then when I try to compile that in MikTeX, MikTeX will be like, oh, you're trying to use a package I don't have, and then it will just download it.
Okay, but still, you would once again you still recommend the ShareLaTeX.
No, if you have MikTeX on your local machine, that works perfectly well. Yeah. But if you don't want to download stuff, then ShareLaTeX, you can compile it on here, and you can kind of see it says "Hello World." Yeah, question.
You mentioned Overleaf. Do you have to download anything to use Overleaf?
No, Overleaf is also a website like ShareLaTeX. I think their UI is like a little sexier, and I think you don't have to keep clicking recompile. It'll like do it automatically. But I like ShareLaTeX, so it's just preference. Yeah, so those are the main ways to compile. There's also IDEs, which will give you the nice highlighting from the online editor. But those are also big, and I don't have it downloaded on my computer right now. Yeah, so this is what a basic LaTeX document will look like. Is you'll start declare the document, and then put stuff inside your document. But what does document class mean? Well, document class is different types of documents that you can create using LaTeX, and here's a table listing out several of them. Most of the time, you just use article, like for a homework or something. But maybe if you want to do like a PowerPoint, but you want to do it in LaTeX to make it look fancier, you can use like Beamer or Slides. Yeah. So, hello world. Can you write a program to get hello world? And guess I'll leave this up.
Unix is kind of less popular too, I think. But I didn't think LaTeX was this popular. But I guess it's like with CS70 people.
Yeah.
Oh.
In 170s.
Do you want a microphone?
For people in the back, would it be helpful if I used a microphone? Okay. Can I see a show of hands of who is able to get Hello World to compile? All right. Awesome. Yeah. So you just stick Hello World in there, and yeah, stuff shows up pretty much just as written. So for the most part, but that's what makes LaTeX nice is you can specify customizations to make it look fancy. So what happens when you put a line break in your LaTeX? Someone want to answer what their thing does? Yeah, way in the back.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So it's still a single line. There are multiple ways to do it. You can either give it a double line break, or you can put this // which indicates a new line in LaTeX, or do a new line so that it's readable, that it's on a second line, but the slash is still there so that it tells LaTeX to add a new line. Yeah. Yeah, so try to make a PDF document that says something like, "Hello Caleb," or "Go Bears." All right. Now let's try something new. Let's try to make a PDF that has CSUA sells bottled water for $1 for 25 cents. Philip Nunez, the CSUA mascot, gets 100% on every exam. And helpers here consist of Yitz, Caleb, Julie, Megan. Yeah?
So we only have to write one of those?
Try experimenting with all three. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone want to tell me what happens when they've tried the first one? Yeah, sure.
Returned an error because we didn't put an escape character before the $sign.
Exactly. And what about the second one? No one? Yeah. It threw an error?
Yeah. Well, it's usually not broken. Like it doesn't give you the percentage.
Yeah. So I don't think the second one should throw an error but it won't show anything after the percentage sign because that's the symbol we use for commenting, and then the third one. And then the $sign is what we use for indicating that we want to type in like math mode, and so that's kind of like an open parentheses for math mode, and so you have to make a closing $sign for that. And then curly braces are used in the syntax of LaTeX as well, so we can't use them like that. As mentioned, you have to put an escape character in front of it. Yeah, so these are some of LaTeX special characters. And to write them out, you have to preface them with a slash. So I can say I don't want this one anymore. I can comment it out and it goes away. Yeah.
Why is that all Caleb invented?
So that's one of LaTeX like default default parameters, like customizations for articles. I think if you don't want it, you can write no indent.
LaTeX is very weird in choosing when to indent and when not to indent. In this example, go bears wasn't indented. LaTeX just doesn't treat paragraphs very nicely. If you want to force an indent, you can. There's a function for that.
Yep. Yeah. So that's how you use the escape character. Google and Detectify are your best friends because, well, I'm going to be honest, I'm no wizard at LaTeX, but I know how to use Google, and so if I need to learn something like maybe I need to write out a matrix in LaTeX and I don't remember the syntax for it, I just Google, how do you write a matrix in LaTeX? If I need to know a symbol, then you can go to this website, Detectify, and maybe I want a summation symbol. And it suggests either \sum or \sigma, or maybe it was a Tetravigo, Viog. I don't know what that is, or an up sigma, or a math cal. So if I want to see, oh, what does the sum do, then I can try and oh, then and I put it in math mode, which is surrounding it, oopsies, in these dollar signs. And then I use this underscore special character, which means like subscript for this I, and a raised to the power of symbol for superscript, which is like the squared. Yeah, so if you are like, what's that one math symbol? Like, how do I do the union or something like that? You can go use the Detectify website and it should find it for you. What about a title page? What if we want to make it look a little nicer? Then we can use the syntax for specifying what that title for our homework or whatever it is. So oh. So as you're typing this down, this title page is written before the begin document. So this isn't actually written into your document. It's more of like metadata on your document, or like you can specify like new commands for LaTeX in this area, and then we make a call to \make title, and then that will run the command that will generate that title.
You have to make LaTeX very fast.
Do I?
Yeah.
So if I try compiling this, it has no change until I specify make title. Oh, where did my stuff go? There we go. Yeah. So, what are packages? Does anyone know what packages in LaTeX are? Yeah.
They're like coding libraries, but they have functions for your LaTeX stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That was the analogy I was going to use. So, so in like Python or C, you want to include like standard libraries so you don't have to rewrite your own code for it. Well, LaTeX is basically a coding language for creating PDFs, where you want to use these packages, like say you want to be able to create graphs on your LaTeX. Well, you can't do that with text, but if you use a package for it, then it will have syntax for how to create those graphs. Yeah, so if you want to put images, you can try use package graphic_x. If you want to change the margins on your page, then you would use the geometry package. So yeah, that's what packages are. It's really where the usefulness of LaTeX comes in, because you can install anyone's packages and make your document have all sorts of nice graphics and nice typesetting for it. So yeah, packages go in the preamble. That's what I was referring to before we write begin document. And a common error is you're trying to compile maybe someone else's LaTeX file. They're like, oh, here's my resume template. And you try to compile it, and it says, oh, we can't find this .sty file. Then maybe you're missing one of these packages that it's declared. Yeah, one nice package is called Fancy Header, and you can make headers look nicer than the default one that I showed earlier, like this. So R head, L head, and C head are for the header, and so that'll give you a nice header across your pages. One thing nice about LaTeX versus, say, Microsoft Word is you have everything is programmatic, and so you can include stuff like the page and do something based on what page you're on. There's functions for that all in Microsoft Word, but you have to like go through their options, and you're still limited to whatever the designers of Microsoft Word have, whereas LaTeX, you're free to customize it however you would like it to look. I didn't use these defs, but if you would want to, you can define these functions like class to always return math 104, and by doing so, then it's kind of like a constant throughout your whole paper. If you ever want to refer to maybe what homework number you're on, then you just do like \number, kind of like you would use a constant on another programming language. So, oh, did I mess up? I think I messed up.
Get rid of make title.
Yes, that would be messing it up. Ah, there it goes. So, yeah, so was everyone able to get to that step? Can I have a show of hands of who's like following along? Oh no, that's kind of low. Who would like more time to keep working on this? All right, can wait for a little longer.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you made the title page, then even though you put begin document after that, it didn't start a new page. Is there something you need to do to start a new page?
So you want it to have like a second page?
Right. So you have a title page, and then you would
Yeah, so if I go back to that, is the function clear? Yeah, so you can write this, call this function clear page, and then it'll just, yeah, do a page break. Yeah.
How did you separate the word workshop from your LaTeX, from the LaTeX level?
I don't think I did.
Can you?
Caleb, how do you math comments in ShareLaTeX?
Control slash. Like highlight it and then control slash. There's probably a white space. I don't remember all the white space ones. Okay, so a quad is a four. I know it creates 4 spaces. I think there's.
You can do cube quad as well. It's like double.
Yeah, there's definitely ones that are less, but I don't remember them right now. Yes?
If you just want one space, you can just like put a backslash space and that.
Oh. Yeah, that's what you wanted. All right, so I think people have caught up for the most part. So forward ho. Came here for the math. This is probably where LaTeX shines above other ways of inputting math. It's become basically the standard for inputting math. I know Microsoft Word has like the equation editor, but it's like kind of janky and you have to click through a bunch of things to get it. Whereas LaTeX, you just write out something like this and it formats it as a nice equation. Yeah, so go ahead and try out math. If you use double dollar signs, then it makes it big and centered.
What's the name of the place you can look up symbols?
Detechify. This website. Detechify.
Search DETXIFY.
Alright, so what happens if I put double dollar signs around this one? Then it goes into the middle and it gets bigger, as in like if I have like vertical height, maybe with a fraction, it'll automatically expand that height instead of compressing it to stay small like the line it's on. Math commands. We have the square root for square root symbol, radical. Superscript is raised to the power of. Underscore for subscript. Backslash frac and then curly braces for the top and the bottom for each one, and LEQ for and GEQ for greater than or equal and less than or equal. If you just want less than, you can use the less than symbol, but make sure it's in math mode, because a less than symbol outside of math mode will give you problems. Infinity for infinity, slash backslash PM for plus minus, int for integral. Oh, yep. Yeah, try experimenting with these. Oh, yes. Packages. These are some packages that you'll find useful if you're writing a lot of math equations and matrices. Yeah, there's not really any problem with using packages. They'll just include someone else's code that will extend the functionality of your LaTeX document.
Usually those three packages are already included in your LaTeX distribution.
Yep, so like McTech will not try to download AMSmath or something because it will be automatically included. Yeah, can you use those symbols on the previous page to create these? Question?
Is there like a you know, like in IDEs you can automatically like import add import lines for the thing that you're using. Is that such a thing?
Yeah, so if you're using a LaTeX IDE, they probably have a bunch of nice functions that will do that for you automatically. If I'm writing it either on the online thing, it doesn't tell me. Well, what happens if I try to do something? I'm guessing it doesn't let me know what package I need to install, but you can usually just Google. He's asking if the IDEs can like auto import packages, and I don't think the online one does, but if you have an offline one, then maybe it would, but I just usually Google like, oh, what package do I need for matrices? I don't think they do, which is why I'm using it to try. Also, what's wrong with my syntax? Is that fine?
It might be a bit too technical, but if you have like two matrices with the same commands, that is, written the same way, and you use it, how does the compiler decide which one you want?
I think it has to do with which order you put them in. If you because you can define your own commands as well, and so I think it just goes through which order, and the most recent one is the one it keeps. Begin B matrix. Yeah, so it's having a trouble rendering this. Like you can see, it didn't make a nice identity matrix. Instead, it says environment B matrix undefined, and it doesn't really tell me how to fix it. So, but if you Google, then you'll be like, oh, environment B matrix undefined, and then someone will be like, how to add matrix to LaTeX document. And then it says, oh, you should probably use the package AMSmath. So I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll use the package AMSmath. Yeah, so were people able to write out these equations? Sorry, that was kind of a long tangent. Does anyone need any more time writing out these equations? Are you guys good? Good? Oh, yes. Also try this one. So when I try to do this one, what happens? It looks dumb. To remedy that, the caret and the underscore, they usually only take the first input, and so we can use those braces to say everything in this brace should be the caret should act upon those, at which point you get your exponents where they should go. Curly braces. So yeah, so same thing for the square root. If you want to do like square root of 2, you can just do like backslash square root 2. But if you want to do square root of 16, then you have to do backslash square root curly braces 16, or put any formula you want in the square root. Yeah. So see if you can get the quadratic equation in LaTeX.
Line there where it says replace bracket with feedback. Just ignore that.
There, it's gone. It's gone now.
Yeah, that should have figured it.
Yeah, rip.
Forgot to annotate.
We can fix that when we rewrite the slides in LaTeX.
I don't know. Caleb would challenge you to that. Whoever wins gets free tech BP.
What if I want to change my X number to what if I want the X number
Are you still in here?
Yeah,
Where is she?
she's helping people.
Oh, she is?
All right, so this is my solution for the if ax squared plus bx equals c, then x equals the quadratic formula. And the next challenge was whether you could make the fraction look big without using the double dollar signs, but this already showed up, and the solution is to use dfrac for a bigger fraction instead of normal frac, which will constrain it to the line height. Yeah, does anyone have any questions about the math section? Because I feel like math is probably one of the most important things to know in LaTeX. Yeah.
Is defrag part of a certain package?
Yeah, it probably is. You could try AMS math. Yeah, question.
If you want to like write like text and then go back to like what you have there, if ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, then
Yeah.
like is you have to keep going back to math mode and not math mode.
Yeah. So the way I did it was I have normal text and then my equation in math mode, and then normal text and then my other equation in math mode. Sometimes you want to like put text inside your formula, at which point you can do like \text, and then something like that, and it will put the text in text mode inside of your equation.
Wait, Caleb, I've been using /text rm this whole time. I did not know it was just text.
There's slash what?
I've been using /text rm instead of just /text.
What is the RM?
Well,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't realize it was just /text.
Yeah, there's also other ones like /textbf, which does bold font if you want bold letters. Yeah, so the next section is page layout. Oh, question?
How do you censor a whole sentence, like if it's not just the equate for the math part, like if you want that whole sentence?
That's a great question. It's this third bullet point. You use this begin center, end center, and that will center it on the page. Section and subsection are for doing like headings on like maybe homework problem 1 and then part 1, part 2, part 3, and enumerate and itemize are for either like bullet points or for like numbering maybe which problem you're on, or steps for proof. And then clear page, as we mentioned, was to create a new like a page break to the next page. Yeah, make sure you remember that all LaTeX commands begin with a backslash. You can use TextBF or TextIT for bold font or italics. Inserting images. This is pretty important because I had a request for graphs, and I am slightly ashamed to say that I don't know how to do graphs in LaTeX, because every time my homework asked for it, I would just like draw up the picture in Paint and then save it as a picture, and then use the graphics package to have the picture on there. So I on ShareLaTeX, what you can do is you can go to this upload and click upload an image, and it will put the picture in here, and then we can use the GraphicsCX package, this GraphicsCX package to insert that image. And so
Yeah, the code isn't filled with that. The code isn't filled with that.
yeah, so all we need is this include graphics command and then pass it the file name. If it was, say, in like a subfolder, then you could also do like the subfolder name / and that should also work for working with larger projects. And here it compiles. If we want to center it, we can either do the /begin center and then /end center, but I think we can just put it in the double $signs as a hacky way to center the image. But it's probably not the right way to do things, but it's a bad habit I've picked up on. We can also scale the image using a parameter. I think it's scale equals. I might be wrong on this. Oh, I was right. So it shrunk it by a scale of half. Yeah. So if you're on your laptop, just drop the image in the same folder. If you're online, use the uploader. Okay, if you don't want to use scale, you can also use width and specify an absolute width in inches. Use begin center and end center around your image so that you got your nice graphic in the middle of your page. Was everyone able to load an image onto their PDF? No. All right. I will give some time then. All right. The next topic is tables and matrices. The creating tables is important. Say maybe you're doing a true-false table for CS70, then you can do it using the syntax where you put ampersands to indicate where your vertical column is and backslashes to indicate where your new lines are. And then hline will give you this horizontal line. And put all of that within a begin tabular. If you want matrix, then that would go within a begin matrix. Yeah, so I showed the syntax for this. There's lots of different matrices. B matrix is square brackets, big B curly brackets, parentheses, the vertical bars. Yeah, so that takes us through all of the syntax that I wanted to cover. I kind of breezed through the table and matrix because, to be honest, I don't memorize it. I kind of just Google it every time I need it, and then once you use it enough, then you just start remembering it more. So templates are the way to go. It's not worth your time to type up a header every time you want to create a new homework. Usually you just use a standard template. Sometimes the course staff in maybe 70 or certain classes are nice enough to create a template that's even pre-populated with the homework questions. So all you have to do is fill in the blanks for where your solutions go. Yeah, so it's I don't have memory of how to create headers or any of that because I just use either old templates that other people have created or my own templates, but I don't have the syntax memorized because of that. All right, so so we want to try a CS70 homework problem. Then oh, and so this presentation, I went through like the very basic syntaxes, and but there's lots more to do. I help out with course staff for EE16A, and so one thing I do is draw out circuits on LaTeX for like homeworks or midterms, and circuits are probably my least favorite thing to do in LaTeX because the syntax is very messy. And for doing like graphs and trees, it's like very possible. Someone asked if I could present graphs and trees, but for me it's easier to go into Microsoft Paint on here, but maybe you guys have Photoshop or something nicer, and just create an image of the graph, and import it using the graphics package. You do lose some of those like style points because circuits created in LaTeX do look really good. Yeah.
You should open the circuits file.
Okay. Do I have it on? Oh yeah. So this is how circuits look, and the syntax for these circuits are this is for this top one, and basically what it's saying is 0 0 at this node, go to 0 4, which is probably right about here, and put an American voltage source with 10 volts in between, and then draw just a line up to 0 6, then a line over to 3 6, and then down across a resistor with label R1. And so you can make these circuits look very good. I think.
Are you guys in EC right now, or right now you guys will be covering circuits very soon?
Yeah, don't LaTeX up circuits for your homework. Like if the homework takes you 5 hours, LaTeXing up the circuit is going to take you 10. It's not worth your time. Like the first couple times I wrote a circuit, I think the circuit was probably more complex than this, but I think it took me literally 8 hours just to like get the circuit written out correctly. The first time I tried to do a circuit. Now it would probably take me like an hour or so, but it's not worth your time. Unless you're writing like content for the course, in which case like you want it to look nice for like the 700 students that'll be like looking at the discussion worksheet or the exams. Yeah, so that's another use of LaTeX, is to make these things that look really good, say for discussion worksheets. But as for homework, I would guess it's probably not worth your time to learn these. What other slides do I have to get to? Oh, cool features is you can write new commands. So just like packages will create commands for you, you can do that yourself with the new command /r. So redefine the /r command to do /mathbbr, which looks like is it in here? I'll just put it in here. MathBB is math big bold, I think.
It's Blackboard.
Blackboard bold. Oh, rip. That's not the right. Use. I think it's AMS math.
Either that or sim.
Sim?
You lost the article in document class.
AMS fonts.
Yeah.
Thanks. There it is. So it looks like that, but if I do the /new command, and I take this here and I do a \r, ideally this will have no effect. Yeah. So that's something nice about LaTeX, is that it's like completely programmable. One of the earlier slides mentioned that LaTeX is Turing complete, which means you can literally do anything with LaTeX. Yeah. So here are some other nice things. Renew command overwrites an older command, which there was a question about how does LaTeX handle that. If you want to overwrite commands, you would use this renew command. You can use bash script to for if your workflow is using command line, you can write a PDF command that will if you type PDF and then in parentheses the name of your LaTeX file, it'll compile it and then immediately open it in a PDF viewer. Resumes. There are lots of good resume templates online. Find one you like and then put in your information. And you can totally customize it to look exactly how you want. One recommendation is to do it in ShareLaTeX because it will already have all the packages. And ShareLaTeX does come with some nice resume packages. Yeah, open questions. Does anyone have any questions? Would you like me to go back and do the CS70 problem I skipped? Yeah. No questions? Yeah, question?
So like, could you go over like aligning different parts of the text? As in, like,
Oh,
I know sometimes if you want some, like, let's say you're doing a derivation, you want the equals to all line up.
yeah.
Can you
So,
do the ampersand thing?
yes, that is with the ampersand. So I say,
Are you saying align text in two columns, or like are you trying to align multiple map lines?
Just aligning in general.
I don't remember the syntax off the top of my head.
This one's specifically for math stuff, but if you do, let's see, begin line, say, ampersand equals 2x plus 3y equals 4x plus 5y. This is never true, but whatever.
If x and y are 0.
I need. So yeah, this will align your equal signs together because the ampersand there's an ampersand at the equals and here. If you're talking about aligning text,
That's kind of different because you're gonna have to. What you have to do is you have to split your page into two columns.
Yeah.
One way you can do that is there's a function called mini page, and there's also a function called table. If you combine those and use them in some clever way, you can get text to appear in two columns. I would suggest you Google for that. I don't actually know the syntax off the top of my head.
Yeah, there are templates that will have two columns. Were you referring to two columns or
Yeah.
okay? Yeah, so I would say use already created template. Yeah, so thanks to those who stayed till the end. If you want to give feedback to how good or bad I did, feel free to leave a note to the CSUA feedback form. Yeah, and if you have any more questions, feel free to ask either me or Yitz.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I have a question.
All right.
So, um, where does this end document should be?
End document should be after all of your text, so that's correct.
Oh, so I should like type everything in here.
Yeah,
And
besides like your preamble.
so all the math will be inside that line.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks right. Why is it complaining? Unclosed. Found end document. Oh, it's complaining that you missed a closing $sign there.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's what the spending hours searching for a missing $sign is. It's easy to like drop that and then it gives you errors for the rest of the time.
and how do you divide like paragraphs?
Paragraphs, you can just write like hello Caleb something something something
And then
and then
add another.
and then yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so, and there is a command, I'm not sure if it's just backslash indent, but there is a command that will like indent every paragraph.
okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. Yeah. Hello.
What are you gonna do after this? So,
I need to eat.
me too.
I need to shower.
Oh,
And I need to do homework.
okay.
Things inside the VM package that will.
That sounds like good stuff to do.
So I just, you can also do like this.
I don't want to do homework though.
Yeah, the VM package. And then you type /VM and then brackets, whatever your table. In this case, it's